Hi, I'm Rebecca Powers with Sterling-Lancaster Community Television here at Animal Shelter Inc. in Sterling with Melissa Snitzer, the shelter manager. And today she has some tips for cat owners during the holidays. This is Orion. He's a male domestic short-hair kitten. He's about 7 months old. He's super friendly, really curious, and very playful. He loves attention, loves to be petted and scratched, and would probably do well in a home with children. This is Mo. He's a male domestic short-hair kitten, and he's about 3 months old. He's also very friendly, likes to be around other cats. He's super sweet, loves to play with toys. He's sort of just one of those typical happy kittens. This is Barry. He's a male domestic short-hair cat, and he's about 6 months old. He's very curious, purrs a lot as soon as you start petting him. Very friendly. He doesn't seem to be the best with other cats, though, so he might do best in a home by himself. This is Jelly. She's a female domestic short-hair kitten, and she's about 7 months old. Her coloring is a dilute calico, a little bit less common than you see. She is a bit shy, so she's probably gonna like a calmer household. She does do okay with other cats, so she might enjoy a cat friend. Once she warms up, she's pretty sweet, but it takes her a little while to do that. This is Kiwi. He's a male domestic short hair kitten, and he's about 7 months old. He's very sweet, loves to be petted. He's a little on the calmer side for a kitten, and he has some super cute markings on his toes and extra long whiskers.
All right, Melissa, what are some things to keep in mind this season?
Well, we have some special tips for cat owners this week. And one of the most important things is you're going to have probably some decorations around your house, maybe a tree, a bunch of candles, things like that. So cats love mischief and they love to get into things. So just be really mindful of the things that you have set out in your house this time of year. If you have a tree, one of the best things you can do is take some fishing line and anchor it to the wall. Cats love to climb trees. They also love to go under the tree or in the tree and bat at your ornaments. So think about maybe putting your delicate ornaments maybe toward the top of the tree, or not so delicate ones toward the bottom. And cats also will drink out of your tree's water if you have a real tree in your house. So be mindful that you're not putting some sort of chemical in your tree water to help preserve the life of the tree. I've read that you could just put a little bit of sugar in with the tree water. That should be okay for your cat as long as they're not drinking large quantities. So just remember that they could drink that water. A lot of times people have candles around the house for the holidays. Cats are super curious about flames and candles, so make sure they're up high, or that you should keep an eye on a candle when you're burning it anyway, but make sure that your cat isn't getting too curious about things like that. And then also when we're in the holiday season, there's lots of extra food around the house generally. So keep an eye out that your cat isn't getting onto your counter or table and getting into food that they shouldn't. Some signs that your cat may have gotten into something that they shouldn't have would be if they're vomiting or having diarrhea. Keep an eye on your cat and bring the cat to the vet if necessary, if you're noticing these types of things. Some things that they eat could be extremely toxic. Some things could be mildly toxic. So if you notice these things and it is going on for longer than, say, a day, definitely get your cat into the vet. Another thing that cats tend to go for is plants. Poinsettias are a typical sort of holiday plant that people have around, and they are extremely toxic to both dogs and cats. So put them out of reach. Better yet, don't have them in your home at all if you have a cat or a dog. Another plant that you might have around would be lilies. Not quite so typical this time of year, but you never know. Those are also pretty toxic to cats and dogs. And then one thing to think about is if you're having a lot of people over, or even if you're going away for a couple of days, cats can get stressed just like dogs can. So they do make sort of plugins, like pheromone plugins, that you can try for your cat if they tend to get stressed out with company or just kind of commotion and change. So there's one called Feel Away that you can just plug into your wall, and it emits a calming pheromone that does help some cats. And also, you're potentially going to have boxes like, all those Amazon boxes and wrapping paper and tissue paper and tinsel and things like that. So keep a close eye on your cat with that kind of stuff because they love to play in boxes and run around in wrapping. And it's probably a good idea not to put any tinsel on your tree at all because if they eat that, it can get wadded up and cause a blockage in their intestines. So keep away from the tinsel if you have a dog or a cat.